introduction and so that you know how the game works practically with the command tool and how it works on the strategic layer. Like how are the CEOs and faction leaders planning the game so that you have good and nice battles and that we paint the map blue. Like that's our target. We have with us here PGC Magni, one of our unit's members. He's pretty new. He doesn't know too much about ISW Wars or the command tool. He didn't play last season. So he will be here to ask questions and so that my explanations are on point and so that he and you can understand what I'm actually talking about. Say hi, Magni.
Hi, Magni.
Okay, perfect. Are you on the ISW Wars homepage at the moment?
And what exactly does that entail?
I just want you to be on the ISW Wars homepage so that you can follow me in my steps. When I go onto the command section, you can on your PC go into the command section so that you see what I'm talking about.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Yeah, sure.
It takes me a minute to load.
That's fine. I probably will just cut the waiting time out. It's not a problem.
Okay, I'm on the home
You're okay.
page.
Okay, great. The first thing here and the most important for you as a player is league rules. You can find them on the right side on the Atlas skull. There you can find the rules. Have you read the rules beforehand? It's a
I read them for the most part.
Actually, if you click the skull, at least for me, I'm getting to the old rules side, so I'm not really sure what's up with that. The new rules are under if you go on home, season 2 rules is the newest news post, and there should be a link to the current rule set and explanations. Like this has rules, but it's also like the introduction and how the game works. So here you can read up more or less most of the stuff that I'm going to talk to you about. Could you find it?
Okay, I've brought it up. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Then, like, I just wanted to make sure that you and the people watching know where it is and where they can find it, so they can do it themselves. Okay, the second important thing here for playing ISW Wars on the homepage is the forums. On the top of right, you can see forums. Click on that. And now you should see 3 topics, and the most important here is battles. Every time...
Okay, I've got really slow graphics.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I got really slow internet.
Okay, that's fine. Could you find what I was talking about?
Yes, I'm there. Battles, old battles, and discussions and suggestions.
Perfect. Here the important one is battles. If you click on that, you should only see battle forum rules at the moment. But as soon as the season starts, every time a fight happens, or a fight is declared, the person that declared the fight will have to make a forum post here in the battles forum, so that the administrations can follow up on the battles, on what is happening and where it's taking place. Like there's a number of informations that you will see that you will have to copy, paste, and make a new topic here. After the battle is concluded, you also have to say battle is concluded with X result. Like, we won, we lost so many max, enemy lost so many max. Done. No, that's it. Most of the time, it's just two posts. One, the copy paste thing, and second, the result thing, and the confirmation from your enemy, or your confirmation if you got attacked. Is that clear?
Okay. I don't see anything listed. Probably, of course, because there's no battle's been fought, right?
Correct. If you click on Battle Forum Rules, you have an explanation on how the posts are supposed to look like. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I see that now.
Yeah.
This was one of the big things I was worried about. I didn't know how to do it, and I was really concerned about this part.
Yeah. I hope this is clear now. And yeah. Like, this happens every time a battle is fought. Like, after you have done it 1 or 2 times, it becomes super easy. And that's more or less everything what we use the homepage for. The primary tool we are working with is the command section and the so-called command tool. I'll open that up now. You do the same, please.
Okay, it took me to enter the command center ISW Command tool.
Yeah, click on that.
Oh, wow.
Welcome to the command center. Okay, now we will just go through the different sliders and talk about all the information you have here. The topmost thing that you will see on every subcategory is the scroll. This tells you who is online, what your maintenance costs are at the moment. Every change will be listed here. Like for me at the moment, it's, let's say, at 21 hours 31. Oh, this is important. The command center and the homepage is working with a server time. That's the time you should see at the moment. Like for me, it's 1:34 in the morning. Welcome, Hauptmann Kommandant Kalidos of Lyrian Commonwealths. You should see something similar.
Okay, I see that.
What time does it tell you?
Well, it says the 13th of July, 2018, 1:34.33. I should have said colon.
Yeah.
1:34.
Yeah, that's server time. Like that's UTC +2. That's the time the server ticks are working on.
Okay.
If you go back on the Inner Sphere Wars homepage, on the top left you can see the server time. Server time is 1:36 a.m. New York is 19:36. Los Angeles is 16:36. So for reference, you can always go back and see and check there what the server time is.
When we're posting, do we post the server time?
What kind of posts?
When we're doing the declaring a fight or
There,
a defense?
you can just copy paste that information. You don't need to post the exact time. Or it is also already included in the text you will, like in the info scroll you will receive when you declare an attack.
Got it.
This scroll is pretty important because it also gives you the results of your fights. If you win a fight and you get salvage, you will see that that kind of information in this information scroll. So I would recommend every time you get online, get into the command center, check the scroll out and see what happened. And it gives you like it just gives you the times and the changes that happen. Most of the times it's just um, at noon when the ticks switch so that jump ships can jump again and stuff like that, or when fight happens. That's
Okay.
are the important changes. But I would recommend always just scroll down a little bit, see if anything important changed, if anything looks unusual, so that you yeah, so just so that you are informed. Um,
Okay. What does the mech parts mean?
Mech parts are parts needed to build new mechs. You can buy and you can build mechs. Mech parts are for building new mechs. That's the only purpose of mech parts. Where do you see those?
Oh, okay.
At the bottom. Okay.
I'm
Let's.
on. I'm on.
You should
I
still.
think I'm on the career overview
Yeah.
part.
Yeah. That's fine. Um, Career overview. That's where am as well. That is basic information. It tells you how many planets your faction owns. That's not your unit. That's your factions. You have own planets. That's the planets occupied by your unit. No, you have a different list than I do because I'm Alliance Jägers and you are PGC.
Okay.
So factions is all our planets combined. Own planets is just the planets of the unit you are part of. Units
Oh, okay.
is the amount of mechs your unit has, and tonnage is the amount of tonnage all those mechs weight combined, and then you have a listing of the different mechs you actually have. That's just a rough overview. Um, like our lists are different. I only have Firestarters, Hunchbacks, and Stalkers. You have a lot of different mechs, if I remember correctly.
Yes. And I won't tell you what they are.
I don't have an overview for your unit. I only have an overview for my unit.
I was just joking.
On the right, you have DS fleets by type. That is dropships. We can't buy them now. We have to wait until the season starts, and then Shadow Fox will buy you dropships. And JS fleets by type is jump ships. Dropships can load and unload mechs, and dock to jump ships. Jump ships can jump through systems.
So, how many lances does like a leopard and a union and an overlord hold?
Leopard is one lance, 4 mechs. Union is 3 lances, 12 mechs. Overlord is 36 mechs, so 9 lances. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Jump ship, everyone will be using the scout. The difference in the ships is how many drop ships can be docked to the jump ships and how far the jump ships can jump. The scout is the only jump ship that can jump 2 sectors, but it only can carry 1 dropship. But the range of 2 jumps is just so important that you won't see anything else in a scout, with an exception if someone is short on tickets. But we will come to that later.
Okay.
The last thing you see is your unit balance and the mech parts. That is what you have in your bank. How many
What is? Never mind.
unit balance is how many C builds do you currently have. Mech parts is how many parts you currently have. Both should be 0 because the game hasn't started yet. That will change as
And
soon as the season starts.
is building units or mechs left up to the lance leaders or the um, up to the company commanders?
Um, in general, only COs and XOs can build mechs, but in LC, also in the Commonwealth, we have a rule that every member has to be an XO, so every member can build mechs.
Oh, okay.
Um, and I think that concludes the overview. Let's just go from left to right. Let's click on career. This should go fast.
Okay.
Okay, here you can see just fluff. This information is completely pointless and useless. It's just nice to have and cool to see. Now
Oh, okay.
you see your own rank here. You see which factions you fought on which planets. You see if you have any medals, and this dress, or what is called dress, you can actually copy that and put into your signature on the for the homepage, and then when you post battles and discuss things on the forums, you can have this dress and it will fill up with all the battle ribbons and medals you earned. It's kind of nice, but it's not necessary to play the game.
Got it.
Okay, let's skip map and let's do that last because that's the most complicated section. Let's go to MRBC. Don't ask me what that actually stands for. It's mercenaries. This page is for mercenaries.
Okay. I see the MRBC ranking.
Yeah. This page is probably not important for the line member. It's just important for faction leaders and COs most of the time, because this gives you information how to hire mercenaries and to offer new contracts to mercenaries.
Okay.
What's kind of interesting for the line member is this ranking. You can see Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Echo, Foxtrot. That's a ranking you lower, or like the more to the left the ranking is, the bigger the unit is. So Echo is like really small. They have like 12 mechs, I think. And Bravo has, I don't know, 36 or more mechs. Like they can get pretty big.
Got it.
Okay. Let's go to roster.
I'm sorry, where did you want to go?
Roster. One to the right of MRBC.
Okay, I see it.
Cool. This again, for general gameplay, not really important. This just shows you who is playing in your unit and which roles they have, and if you're a CO, you can fire personnel. You can COs and can also award medals here and add new members to the unit. So for the line members, this page doesn't tell you much. It only tells you who is in your unit. Let's go to fights. Or do you have a question?
Nope, no questions.
Okay, great. Then let's go to fights. Okay.
Okay, I'm there.
Okay. This is a slider you will probably use more often. Sadly, we don't have any attacks or defenses at the moment, so you don't see how that normally looks like when there are attacks. But on this side, you will have a listing of all the current attacks and defenses that your unit has to play. Now
Okay.
you will see a window here that tells you attack on X planet against X unit started on date XY to be played on this map. This is it with X type of attack, and yeah, this is also the page. That information I just told you about is the information you copy and paste on the forum.
Okay. What I don't see here is how many battles are fought per heading, like sabotage run, a raid, a recon, and a counter.
What you can see here is the different types of attacks. Like available types of attacks, you should see that. Planetary Conquest, Sabotage Run, Raid, Recon, Counter.
Oh, okay. So this doesn't give you like I was told, Planetary Conquest, you have to fight 3 times.
That is correct. That is yeah, that is a planetary conquest thing, and sabotage run you have to fight twice if you actually want to destroy a building. If you yeah. But these 3 fights are still just one attack, and you will just see in the attack window the 3 different planet maps you have to play on. So it's not like the planetary conquest is 3 attacks. No, it's just 1 attack. Just that it's 3 different maps that you have to play. It's 3 different battles you have to play. But for
Oh, okay.
for game purposes, it's still just 1 attack.
Okay, I get it.
So primarily, this is an information page, and you also report on this page. But primarily, this is for information about your ongoing fights. You don't declare fights here or anything. This is just information.
Okay.
Okay, let's go to logistics. Now it gets a little bit more complicated.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, let's just go from left to right, top to bottom. What you see here on the left side is current Mac parts income estimate. That tells you how many Mac parts you will gain per day. You have a list here with planets and the income, and at the bottom you have income for next 24 hours. For AJ, that's 45 parts. For PGC, it should be something similar, maybe a little bit less. How many parts do you get?
463 parts.
Perfect. This number could get lowered if you get attacked and your planet is under an attack. Because if your planet is under an attack, it doesn't produce income or parts. So that number could go down when you get attacked. So not always 100% accurate or dependable.
Okay.
Else, you get 7 parts per sector per planet. So you see the different values for the different planets. For me, Arc Royale has 42 and Sky has 91. This just means that Arc Royale has less sectors than Sky. Sky has more sectors, so I get 91 parts from Sky. Sky has more sectors, so I get more parts from Sky than I get from Arc Royale. Is that clear?
Oh, okay. I'm not sure what part you're talking about. Are you talking about the left or the right?
I'm only talking about the left at the
You're
moment.
like
I'm just about the parts and how you get them and how they are calculated.
Oh, okay. So they're calculated by the number of planets?
Number of sectors on a planet. Every planet
Okay.
has a sector number. For I don't know. Tell me your planet, one of your planets, and tell me how many parts you get.
You want me to tell you one of my planets? Barcelona.
How many parts do you get?
Income is 63 parts.
That means Barcelona has 9 sectors because you get 7 parts per sector. You can check on
Oh,
the map
okay.
later, but that's Barcelona has 9 sectors, 9 sectors, so you get 63 parts. Interesting here
Got it.
is Tarkat. You should have a planet named Tarkat in your list that says Allies 2.
Tharcad.
Yeah, Tarkat. Allies 2, income
Okay.
105, parts, your income 53.
Yes.
So, that's because your unit and my unit are splitting that planet. You have 6 mechs there, I have 6 mechs there, so the part income will be split in half, and each unit gets one half. So Tharkat
Okay.
produces 105, and I get 53, and you get 53.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Okay, let's go to the right column, and that's more or less the same thing, just this time with C builds instead of mech parts. C builds you use to buy mechs and to pay maintenance and to buy buildings, to hire mercenaries, all that stuff you do with C builds.
Okay.
It should be
What is the split income for? I see it says split income, so many C bills, and then it says your income, and then it's a different number.
um okay. That's just a little bit strange wording. Let's just go to your top planet and let's go one step at a time. The first thing is a planet name, then how many people are on that planet, the number of allies, it should be one. Then it tells you the planetary income, how much that planet generates in total. Then it tells you the tax, how much of that generated money goes to your faction leader. Split income is if there would be more than one person on that planet, you would see here the divided number. Like if there are 3 allies here, you would see like a third of the planetary income.
Okay.
And the bonus is you get the 100% of planetary income with 4 mechs. If you have more mechs there, you get bonus income. For 6 mechs, you get 125%. For 8, 150. For 10, 175. And the maximum is you have 12 mechs on a planet, then you get 200%. So the bonus is you have 12 mechs on the planet, so you get double the income. Or the bonus is another 100%, so you get the same amount as the planetary income again.
Okay.
And if you add that all together, you have your income and C builds from that planet. But that
Okay.
number
I
that
got
number
that.
is not taxed yet. And now you have that for every planet you own. You have your under that you have your tax payments, how much you pay. For me, that's like 11,360 C-bills. If your unit had mercenaries, their salary would be deducted here, and then you see your overall income for the next 24 hours.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Again, that could go down if you suddenly get attacked, because planets are under attack, don't produce income.
Gotcha.
Okay. Now the really important part, the, the whole calculation that ends in the nice little line remaining income, because you have to pay maintenance for all your mechs, and you have to pay taxes, and with all that, you don't get all that will be deducted from your overall income.
Okay.
The base maintenance is always 1%, and after that, every 1,500 tons of mechs you own, your maintenance goes up by another percent. So at 1,600 tons, you have to pay 2%. At 3,000 tons, you have to pay 3%. At 4,500 tons, 4%. At 6,000 tons, 5%.
Is that for total mechs, or is that for mechs per planet?
No, that's total. Total max
Ooh.
unit owned. You should see you have 4,000 something tons of battle max to maintain.
Okay.
For me here, it's 4,180 tons of battle max to maintain. So my maintenance is 3%, because I am not over the 4,500 mark, which would be the next step. As soon as I go over 4,500, my maintenance goes from 3% to 4%.
Got it.
Okay. The next line, the base maintenance cost rises by 0% because of the orbital charge stations of your faction. At the moment, we have none. Maybe we will have some in the future. But every recharge station, what exactly that is, we come to later, our faction owns, will up the maintenance cost by another 0.2%. If we would have 2 recharge stations, it would be 0.4%, for example.
Okay.
The next thing is industrial upgrade. I'm sorry. Industrial upgrades of your faction earn you 0% of the maintenance costs. That means there are some buildings that we can build that will reduce our overall maintenance percentage. We don't have those yet, but when this game starts, we will buy some of those, and then our overall maintenance will go down a little bit again.
Okay.
Now there's the calculations. Your unit's overall value is for me it's 9.2 million Siebels. For you it should be something similar. Then there goes the 3% of that, and that's for Alliance Jägers 280,000 Siebels. That is the amount of money we have to pay to maintain our unit, all other mechs we have. I think for you it's less.
Yeah, it's about 177,000.
Oh, sounds lovely. And now you can use your overall income and subtract your base maintenance costs, and you see your remaining income. So your actual income is the last number you see on this split. Remaining income, that is the amount of money you earn per day. Or for me, I'm losing 83,000 at the moment, but that will change on day one.
Yeah, we don't have much remaining income.
Nope. It shouldn't be that much. How much is it for you? 50,000?
19.
19. Well, at least you're positive. Yeah, the interesting thing here is just we will come to that a little bit later. This your unit overall value, that is the current market price of all your mechs. Every mech has a market price, and if that price goes up, your unit value goes up as well. Like this is a real-time calculation of your mechs and what your max individual costs at the moment on that day. So your unit value can change per day.
Okay.
Okay, just to make this let's skip the shipyards and we make this last, and let's go straight to the market. If you scroll down, ignore the shipyard, ignore Mac production, let's go to the market.
Okay, got it.
Okay. The first thing you should see is Tamar for you. Market available money. That is how much money you have in the
Yes.
bank. That is 0 at the moment, but you will every unit gets some starting money, I think 200,000, and your daily income. And then you see the market name. For me, it's Sky. For you, it should be Tamar.
Yes.
And now you see a list of mechs you can buy on Tamar. Like
Okay.
all the markets in the Lyrian Commonwealth are the same. So the market for Sky is the same as for Tamar. These are the mechs that we can buy, on Tamar. You can see the model here, the base C-builds. The base C-builds is pretty vain. Then you can see the demand rating in percent to average. That just means how much demand is for that mech. That means how many people have that model. If you look at the top one, the Orion 1K, you see it's at 199%. That means it is twice as popular as the average mech.
Okay, and this average is that for every inner sphere lance, or I'm sorry, is that for every faction, or is that just in our faction alone?
No, that's for everybody. These are for the whole of the inner sphere. Like our Orions are at 200% everywhere in the inner sphere.
Okay.
And the next thing is, because they are at 200%, they also cost a fuck ton of money. Almost 260,000 compared to their base value of 130,000. Orions are really, really expensive. Here again, like every time someone buys a mech, this average goes up. Every time someone destroys a mech or dismisses a mech, that percentage and the current C-bill value goes down.
Okay, got that.
Then you have amount to order. If you want to buy a mech, you can just go click up and down. It won't let you go up at the moment because you don't have the money to afford it. But if you would have the money, you could just type in the amount you want or use the little arrows. And then you could go to checkout and you would see the mechs on the market world.
Oh, okay.
Buying is instantly. If you go a little
Buying a mech is instant?
Yeah, buying a mech is instant.
Can you buy a mech that's already occupied by an enemy? For example, somebody's planning a planetary conquest on Winter. If we need mechs there, we can buy them instantly?
No. Planets under attack can't produce mechs.
Okay, got it.
If they are just landed and haven't declared an attack yet, then you can still buy mechs. But if they have declared an attack, no, then the attack log is in and you can't.
Okay, I got it.
Okay. Nice little information. If you scroll down, you see a giant list, inner sphere wide pricings.
Okay, yeah, I see that.
in that list, you see the base prices and the percentages of every Mac that is in the game. We can't buy or build all of these, but you can get a feeling on what is represented in the game. Here, the biggest thing to see is that fire starters are the most popular Mac in the game, with their prices are inflated by 460%. And something like the Centurion A is really not popular at 69%. Like they're dirt cheap. You can buy five Centurions for one fire starter at the moment. If you could buy
Wow.
Centurions, yeah,
I see the king crab's at 55%.
yeah. People like we all sent in our Mac lists, and apparently no one wanted a king crab. So I'm pretty sure that there is like one king crab out there, but it's the only one.
Okay.
Like if you look here, the most assaults are Atlas, Highlanders, and Stalkers. Some people
Gotcha.
apparently bought some Zeus and Victors and Awesomes. Um, Interesting here to know if you see a 100% value, that doesn't have to be accurate. We believe that there is a bug in the code that if there is no Mac bought at all, it also sends the value at 100%. We are not entirely sure about that, but some Macs are a little bit
Well,
fishy with their 100%.
that makes sense to me. If nobody ordered any, they'd be at 100% cost, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, but as soon as one would have one is bought, their price would go down drastically. So like
Gotcha.
I don't think that anyone actually bought Banshees. Like maybe
I
they
hope
did,
not.
but I don't think so. Okay, that's markets. Let's get to Mac production. If you scroll up a bit, you will find Mac production, available parts, and a checkout button.
What's that under again? I'm sorry.
Just scroll up over the market, you find Mac production.
Oh, yes. Okay, I see it.
Yeah. Normally you would find a list very similar to your market list. You don't see that yet because we can't build our factories yet. We have to wait for day one. But it would give you a list of Macs we can produce with parts, how many parts that Mac would cost, and then you could order Macs the same way you would do with a market and C-builds. You just would have to pay with parts instead of C-builds.
Oh, okay. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, like it's also the only way how to get assaults. You can only produce assaults, you can't buy them. No market in the industry has assault Macs.
Gotcha.
Um, okay. If you scroll up a bit, you will find your shipyards, and if you scroll a little bit up after that, you will find dropship ticket requirements, jump ship ticket requirements, and remaining fleet operation tickets.
Okay.
In essence, this is a market to buy ships. You can only buy ships with tickets. You do so on factory worlds. We don't have factories at the moment, so we can't do that, but as soon as we have factories on these worlds, we could buy ships. You earn a certain amount of tickets per planet. I think it's 20 or 30, something like that, that you control, and for this amount of tickets, you can buy these ships. But probably most COs will do that at the beginning of the game, and then you have to conquer new planets to gain more tickets, so that you could buy more. Ships can't be destroyed, so yeah. Any questions to that?
No, I think I got that. That's pretty thorough job.
Okay. Let's go to the top again. Yeah, let's just go to missions. So
Okay.
just that we did that. Okay, missions. You can ignore this. Or maybe I will use it. Like, this page shows you missions that your faction leader can assign you and give you bonuses for completing the mission.
Okay, I
It's
don't see that.
Yeah, because at the moment you should see dropship pricings, jump ship pricings, and unit missions.
Yes.
So, as I have not declared any missions to any units, it's empty. I probably won't use this tool. Uh, it could be a tool to incentivize units to do certain things faster, but I think we should just work all together, and that should be enough incentive for us to do our jobs, like to do what has to be done, more or less.
I don't know. They might want to give me a bonus for winning.
Yeah, but you getting more money is just your unit getting more money, and like it makes not really sense because that money comes from the other faction, like the other units in your faction.
Oh, okay.
It's it seems a little bit unnecessary. The last tab is faction. If we click on that,
Okay.
um, this is an overview. Most of the time, this is pretty irrelevant. It gives you a short overview. It gives you a list of pricing. Like for me as faction leader, this is interesting because here I can buy buildings and place them, but everyone else can't do that. So only interesting thing here is donations button to the faction. So if we need money for the faction so that we can produce more buildings, we would do this here. But that's probably stuff your CO is doing. So Shadow Fox should probably do that.
Okay.
Else you get just an overview of what kind of mechs we have on which planets. So here you can, like, if you want to see a list and on what kind of mechs and where and which unit controls which planet, you can do this here. Personally, I do that stuff like this over the map. I think that's more convenient.
But this this does show you what mechs are on planet.
Yeah, like if you go military equipment, go to planet. The first planet is Arcrux. It's controlled by SH, that's Stahlhasen. And they have 2 Stalkers, 1 Urban, 6 Fire Starters, 2 Atlas, 1 Centurion AL.
Gotcha.
Barcelona is the first PGC planet. You have 2 Hunchbacks, like 3 Hunchbacks, 2 Panthers, 2 Fire Starters, 3 Griffins. Ha, there's the 1 King Crab, and there's a Highlander. Yeah, that's about that. Let's go to the last and the most important thing, the map. Map 2.0. Click on it. And tell me when it's loaded in.
I'm having an issue here. I'm trying to load the inner sphere map, but it's just blank. Oh, there it is. I got it.
Nice. Okay. First, basic tools. If you go onto the top right, you have two little symbols. The first thing is, what's the word? A Lupe in German. If you click on that, the map gets bigger. And you zoom in. If you click on it again,
Right.
you zoom out again. Because you can't put all the information on this map, so you have to zoom in to have more room to place information.
Okay, I got something on the right here. It says overview units and manage.
Yeah, please close that again. And do me a favor and zoom out again. The huge bar in the middle is a place where you can close it.
Okay, I got it closed, but I'm not zoomed out.
Yeah, in the top right of the map, you have like this symbol again. And if you click on that, you should zoom out again.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, cool. The first feature you see is if you hover over a sector with your finger, you will see basic information. Name of the system, system size, that is the amount of sectors, base income, C-bills, base income is 40 is that amount in C-bills, and recharge time. Recharge time means a jump ship has a range. Scouts have a range of 2. That means they can do 2 jumps. After they did those 2 jumps, they have to recharge. And the systems they're in gives you recharge time, how long it takes to recharge in that system.
Okay, so for example, if I was to go from Bolin to Sky, that's 2 sectors. Would I have to use the recharge time in Bolin, or would I use the recharge time in Sky?
In Sky, because you ended your journey in Sky.
Okay, great.
So another thing you could do, let's say you go from Sky to Baxter. You only did 1 jump, so your jump ship can still jump 1 further. But if you stay 3 days in Baxter, you will have 2 chargers again.
Oh, okay. Here's a quick question for you. Say I'm in Sky, and I want to invade in the Draconis Combine. Would I be able to attack 2 sectors? Could I stop in Kessel, and then after my attack, then move on to Dyron?
Okay. Short answer, yes. Long answer, maybe. The thing is, let's say you attack Castle, and hey, our Draconis friends are super nice, and you fight immediately. No, they are online, and you do the fights. You win all 3 battles. You destroy 12 mechs, and they only had 12 mechs on the planet. Then you would instantly win that fight and flip the system to us. And then you could just go and jump 1 further and attack another system.
Okay. Okay, that's what I was wondering.
No, but for that you have to destroy the 12 mechs. They didn't have more there, so don't plan on that without the intel beforehand. No, like if you don't have the information, don't assume you can do something like that. If you have the information, you can plan with that. So, but also you need the other side to comply and to play quickly. If they just delay, all your planning just went into the bin.
Okay.
The last interesting tool, like we had on the top right, we had 2 little buttons. No, the first one was zoom in, zoom out. The second one is a little arrow. If you click on that, you get a grid.
I see it.
Okay, if you now click on a sector and then click on another sector, you can create arrows. Arrows. Not arrows, arrows. And that
Okay,
way
I see that.
you could, for example, plan jump routes, or like it's a nice little tool that you could use to plan jump routes and logistics. It's not
How do you
really.
delete an arrow?
I have no clue. I just delete, click on the same symbol again, then the grid goes away, and if I go for a new grid, all the arrows are gone.
Okay.
So it's a nice little gimmick. It's not a really great tool, but hey, maybe it's useful for plans you want to give to Shadow Fox armies if you want to do stuff like that.
Okay.
Okay, now let's zoom in and let's get some more information. First thing, if you hold your left mouse, click your left mouse button and hold it, you can move the map around.
Oh, that's convenient.
Yeah. The next thing is, now if you hover over systems, they get lit up and you see all the adjacent systems. This can be pretty interesting, like for example, if you go on the planet Bolan, Bolan is not adjacent to Megras. So it's nice to highlight what are actually your neighboring systems.
Oh, wow, okay. So even though Waldorf shows it's right next to Odessa, there's no direct link between the two.
Oh, for me there is.
I show Waldorf to Rastaban and Odessa to Rastaban. I see a shared border, but that's all I see.
If I hover over Waldorf, I have an arrow that goes from the Waldorf border to the name Odessa. Not an arrow, a white line.
Oh, okay, you gotta hover over it. Okay, thank
Yeah.
you. I didn't know you had to hover over it.
No, you have to hover over, then it highlights all the neighboring systems. The next thing you notice is probably that you have you have this little mechs, and they're blue and green. And you have a number under them.
I see that.
Yeah, blue mechs are the mechs of your unit, green mechs are allied mechs, and the number is your mount. Because of the form, on every planet there are 12 mechs. And yeah, some are from your unit, some are from ours. On Tarkard there's 6 from me, 6 from you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool. And the last symbol you see here at the moment are the markets. That is the dollar signs. Those are market worlds. Yeah,
I see them.
there you can buy mechs if you have units there. So for us, Winter, Virtue, Sky, and Tamar. And for you specifically, it's only Tamar. Um, my unit has his Market and Sky, and Stahlhasen have Virtue and Winter, where they could buy.
Okay, I see that.
Oh no, I think you have guys on Winter too, right?
Well, we got Tamar. Um, I think that's it for
No,
the
no, no, no,
blue.
no, 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 no.
Oh no.
Winter. The northernmost most planet. That has like 8 mechs from you.
Yes, winter.
Yeah, that's a market world as well.
Oh, okay.
You share that with Stahlhasen. Let's just stick to Winter and click on it.
Oh, that bar pops back up again.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. So this gives you the basic information again. What's the name, who it belongs to, how long the recharge time is, what's the size, base income. Does it have a market? Does it have a recharge station? Does it have a maintenance center? Charge station and maintenance center would have a little symbol if the planet had them. No, as the market does. No, market is this dollar sign. Charge station, if there would be one, it would have another little symbol on the map.
And what are those? What are a charge station and a
Charge
maintenance
station
system?
is a station I can build, and if a system has a charge station, the recharge time for the unit that controls no for the faction that controls the system is reduced to 1 day.
Oh, nice.
Exactly. So if you had a charge station on winter, recharge wouldn't be 4 days; it would be one. But invasion forces would still have the 4 days. So charge stations are great. The problem with charge station is they increase the maintenance costs. So they are expensive. Maintenance center, they do nothing except reducing the
Okay.
maintenance
And what
cost.
about maintenance centers?
Yeah, exactly. They just reduce the maintenance cost of mechs globally for our faction.
Oh, okay.
So they don't have any immediate effect on the planet. It's just for the faction that we have to pay less maintenance costs.
Got it. And I
Um,
see that it's got sectors too. Now, when we attack, do we get to choose the sector, or do we get to choose the sector when we defend?
you never get to choose the sectors. Sectors are chosen randomly by the system. If you click attack, you will get three maps out of the available sectors. So if you stay on winter, the sectors just tell you which maps are in the pool for the machine to randomly select.
Okay, that's
Uh,
good to know.
yeah, it's good to know because for winter example, there is 1, 2, 3, 4 still valleys in there. No, so it's a pretty cold planet, and there's a pretty decent chance that you get a cold map here. Maybe you don't want to
Oh, I see.
maybe you want to plan with that. On the other hand, there are also 2 moons here. Rocky Craters is there, or 3 times Rocky Craters. So, but that's really interesting on smaller worlds because there you can plan better and see better what the climate will be. On this really big planets, you just have every map more or less.
Okay.
Um, on the side to overview, you see units. You can click on that. And
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
yeah, that shows you exactly what mechs are on the planet and whom they belong to.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's a cool little overview. And that is the primary way how I would count and look after forces. Go on the planets, go on units, and use this, and not the list on the under faction, what we have seen before.
Yeah, that's cool right there.
Okay.
This is this an upgrade from the original map?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, the last thing is manage. That's right to units. Um, yeah. And do that on
Now
your. Hmm?
I'm sure I don't use this, but mine is cut off. I see an awesome 8T, a 1, then there's a drop down circle, and then it says load into something, and I can't read it.
Let me go on one of my planets because there's a bar. On the bottom of the screen there's a bar and you can scroll it to the side. Can you see that?
Got it.
Um, okay. Yeah, like this manage screen is the is the screen with which you play logistics and attacks and stuff. You do this under this manage screen. Um, you will have different options where you can load your mechs into your dropships, dock your dropships to your jump ships, jump your jump ships to other systems, unload your dropships, attack units. You all do that under manage. So
Okay. This would be left up to the company commanders and the
no, no, because we have the rule that everyone is at least XO, every member can do this. You don't have to, especially I would say so in the first weeks to get a little bit accustomed to how stuff works, and no, you don't have to, but in the long run, I want every member to be able to do this.
Okay, but I'm assuming you should have permission to do so, right?
Yeah, or at least understand what's the plan. No, I'm no like I'm making every CO should make the information on what they're planning pretty public in our in the Lyran Commonwealth chat room. And there you will know which planets we want to attack, which planets we want to attack after that. So everyone should know what's up, and then should be able to just, hey, castle, we did castle, we fought the battle, my CO is not online, hey, but I know what's up, so I just load them in again and go for the next planet. Because I know what the list is.
Okay.
At the moment, those lists don't exist yet because we are all not 100% sure yet, and I think the initial deployments and initial engagements will be done by the COs. But the longer the game goes, the more the line members will get accustomed to the way things work, and then I think everybody should just be able to do stuff like that, moving around units.
Oh, okay.
The plan is here for another backup. Now, COs can only be online so many hours a day, and we don't want to have a giant backlog of, hey, we can't do stuff because our CO is not online or our faction leader is not online. No, especially with the faction leader, I'm EU. Most of LC is in NA. Would be bad if everything stood still because I'm sleeping.
Okay.
If you click on enemy planets, you should see similar information as to our own, but not as much. Sector, like you should see a lot of unknowns under the information. You also have to close the bar
if you is there a scout mission?
Yes, there is. There's a recon attack. Attacks the planet.
So that would give us the information we want to see, right?
Exactly. So it's highly likely. We are for you guys maybe not, but for most other units, the first attacks we will do will all be recons, so we get the information. So that we know which units are where, how many mechs are there, what kind of mechs are there.
Okay, that's cool.
You also get interesting information on like what mechs do their markets sell. That can be quite interesting.
All right.
And that's about it. Any questions?
No, I think you covered it pretty well, and what you didn't cover, I think I asked the questions I needed to know.
Okay, great. Then I hope that was also helpful for all the new LC members that just were ordered to watch this stuff. I know it was pretty long. Thank you for your time, and bye-bye.